All right, good morning. It's Sunday, April 12th. Kind of gloomy out here this morning in the state of Illinois. I hear some people to my left. I've been sitting out here in the vehicle for about 15, 20 minutes, having my cup of Java this morning. And somebody over there, down there on that end, is coughing. I hear children and some adults down there, but overall, someone's down there coughing. So I know if any COVID-19 case develop here where I live at, I'm definitely going to point the finger at those people to my left down that way. So that's just one of the things that I wanted to address and start off by saying this morning. It's a shame that you are vigilant to the pandemic out here, and you would be out here, you know, and it's hard to determine if you have, considering how fearful people are of this coronavirus. It is, it's hard to determine whether you have a regular cold, or you actually have this virus. And and people will become very offended if they hear you sneeze or cough or try to clear your throat. And I know that I have actually been, you know seeing and hearing some news about how people have been assaulted and even murdered, because of this. So be very discreet and respectful. you know if you do have a cold and you have to be out here, cover cover your mouth. Even if you feel like you have a common cold. you know Now, all these, I don't know how many people it is down here. It may be maybe about 4 or 5 people, but they are all around each other. So if I know that I'm sitting watching the news, my local news, and an incident comes up where COVID-19 strikes here where I'm at, I already know who I'm going to point out, because I'm sitting here hearing it. And I don't know if it sound more. It might be the children, but it sound more like a adult cough. But you shouldn't even be out here. Whether it's a common cold, or you're not vigilant to if you have the virus or not. That's one of the things that's actually taking place right now. People may think that they have a common cold, but it could actually be the virus that they're actually spreading. So that's one of the things that I wanted to address this morning. Another thing I wanted to talk about this Sunday morning is about uh, the correctional centers and the prisons. Um, you know, I may sound a little contradictory when I say this. Maybe not, but you know, I don't think that the correctional centers and the prisons devised a plan to deal with this pandemic. I don't know how vigilant they were to what was going on, but you had to take into account, if you have new inmates coming in, you know and you've been glued to the news. You would think that certain counter measures of precaution would have been activated, I would think. But, you know, but to me, what's hilarious is this virus pandemic has been going on for roughly, it's going to be 3 months. And I can't understand. I don't know how hard times is, and I know that they have programs set up to try to help people, but I don't understand if you're out here doing crime. And I know in 3 months you have heard someone then told you in some type of form and fashion you were able to absorb the information in some type of form or fashion. So if you're out here committing crime and you get caught and you get locked up, now you see on you're seeing these TV mainstream and social media clippings, in the newspapers, where these lawyers are fighting to get their clients out of jail, and they're using the pandemic as leverage. Well, I'm just going to say this here. If it's not a violent crime, I strongly feel that can be an excuse for a lesser confinement. Not let you go, but for a lesser confinement, home monitor, something like that there. I think that would be the only thing available as far as I'm concerned. Now, if you have a violent crime, murder, robbery, assault, so on and so forth, man, only thing you can do about right now is pray and ask God to shield you from this, because I truly hate to see a human life, get caught up in this bottle with the cork and don't have no legal avenue to put themselves in a better position to try to survive. But what's so stupid is the ones that's out here committing crime and you end up in that situation. I don't feel sorry for you. Whether it's violent or non-violent, I don't feel sorry for you, because you know what's going on right now. You know what's going on right now. And you're sitting here putting yourself in harm's way. Like, you can go out here and commit a crime, and you can use this pandemic as leverage to say, well, hey, you can't lock me up. It don't make no sense. So I don't know what you guys think about that one. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, how a lot of these bill companies, these companies are putting pressure on people to pay their bills. Now, I know they had said something about, and some bills you don't have to worry about paying, your light bill, cell phone bill, water bill, mortgage, rent, so on and so forth. But you still actually have companies out there still forcefully trying to collect during this pandemic. that is very harsh, irresponsible, unprofessional, and just flat out downright devious and diabolical. I would never do that to somebody. In other words, if I get into a fight with somebody, and people have done me like that in the past, that's one of the reasons why my front tooth and some of my teeth are missing, because people actually got the best of me. The fights that I was involved in the past when I was younger, people had actually got me on the ground. I mean, I'm already on the ground, and they literally stomped the crap out of me. So that's why some of my teeth is missing. And I know some people asking you why you don't get your teeth fixed, because at the age of 52, I'm not ready to do it, because it's some people out here. I know that they're shooting people now, and I feel like I hope I never have to go that route where I have to defend myself in that type of form. But you still have people out here, they will stomp your head into the concrete. And my head has been stumped in the concrete many of times. But I have got into fights where, I've got the best of a person, and I just, once I got him on the ground, I just stood back like, hey, do you want some more? You want some more? That's up to you, because I can knock you down again. But I didn't get to knock the person down and then stomp the living crap out of them. I just, kick them and all that there. I mean, this is not I'm not in no military where I have to inflict that type of pain on someone, but you got some men and women out here, they will do that. But not that I was trying to remotely digress from what I was saying about, these people being savages trying to collect from people during this unfortunate time. But you can call, and if you're in a financial bind, you can call and let the bill company know your situation. Just don't sit there and have an assumption that they're going to let you slide. Still give them a call if you're having a problem with your mortgage, if you're having a problem with paying your rent or your cell phone bill, your car note or something like that there. And some of their clause, it does say call and let them know that you're not going to be able to make your schedule payments, and if they after that there, if they try to preemulate that, and still feel like they still gonna try to collect and get something out of you, then yeah, me personally, I would become very offended by that. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I guess that you guys have heard of the infectious and virus expert. His name is Dr. Anthony Fauci, Fauci. And one of the questions that they had asked him, or whatever they asked him and how he responded to it was, and I think the question that because I just really just sketched over the little story, but I think one of the questions that they had asked him, what was the plan of them dealing with this pandemic, and who were they going to bring and hold accountable for over in China? And he specifically, or I would just say it allegedly, he said that we'll deal with this when this is over with. And the thing about this is never going to be over with. This is going to be slowed down. This is permanent. It's not going nowhere. because the history speaks for itself about this virus. Speaks the history speaks about this virus. This virus have a history of families. So this is not going nowhere. And then the bad part about this whole ordeal, once you do put a chokehold on it to slow it down, I'm already reading about some stuff that's already having an outbreak globally already, that's running behind this already. So, Dr. Fauci, this is not going nowhere, sir. This is here to stay. So, whatever you guys are planning to do and hold accountable for this over in China, you might well just go ahead and throw that in the pot of gumbo too. You know, while you're dealing with this here, and just go ahead and just put a group of people in play right now to go ahead and get this started, to bring some people to justice and hold somebody accountable for what's going on here. Because, man, this coronavirus is not going nowhere. I mean, historically, this virus has been around for many, many years, way before me and you were born. So this is just something that has come out because of the neglect and the trifleness and people not taking this serious. So it's here to stay. Another thing that I was checking out, how they was trying to blame Donald Trump for not moving expeditiously to deal with this when it first came out. And they're trying to say because of him, you know, this spread was because of the lack of action taken. Where here's the thing. First of all, you can't believe everything you hear. Secondly, when you get information, it takes time to look into something. Let's understand one thing. You know, me personally, Donald Trump, I wouldn't sit here and say that he's doing the greatest job. I can't sit here and say no president that I know of, going back to what before even Nixon, that has done a perfect job. But make a long story short, first of all, you can't believe everything that you hear. And when you do hear it, it takes time to do research, because you don't want to start a pandemic on some hearsay. So yes, it's going to take some time. Two, how fast this virus spreads. Once them people had came over here to the United States, according to what I read, it was 15 people that had it when they came back from their vacation. So only thing you got to do is start the clock 5 minutes after they got here. Only thing you got to do is multiply 15 times 30. Okay? And then 15, now just to show you how fast this could go, which people not paying attention to. Now just say, okay, they came back to the United States. 15 times 15 is 30. Okay? Then within the next 6 hours, 30 times 30, that's 900. Then you would say in 72 hours, and you can go online and do it yourself, in 72 hours, just say 900 times that by 3. Well, that go 2,700 right there. That's how fast the virus was spreading worldwide. Not just here in the U.S., but worldwide, because I'm only speaking about the people that came back off their vacation. They said it was 15 back here in the United States. So, and then, you know, globally, we were already up once the worldometer started coming out with the count. According to what I seen, we was already in less than a week worldwide. We was already up to 5, 6, 7,000 in 7 days. That's fast. So whether he knew about it day one, he still needed to check. It wasn't like that you could have took those 15 people, and what about the people that had it, that they didn't know they had it? Got to take that into account too as well. So simply what I'm saying, for them to put out a press release saying that Donald Trump, again, he's not the brightest guy in the world, but to sit here and fault him for the expeditious spread, no, that's a lie. It takes time. That's just like you get in a car accident. The police just can't come up on the scene and look at and assess the damages and say, oh, okay, I believe it was your fault. No, you need to go to court. You need cameras. You need witnesses. You need all that before you can actually say who is fault. So for someone to sit there and put out a press release and then other people are following suit without no concrete evidence, that is totally wrong. Thank you guys for watching this video. Share, like, and subscribe.